The story of El Filibusterismo revolved around the main character, Simon. Simon was actually Crisostomo Ibarra of Rizal's first novel, Noli Me Tangere, whom everyone thought was killed by the Guardia Civil at the Laguna de Bay 13 years ago. He was able to escape and fled to Cuba and became the wealthy jeweler and was able to establish connections with prominent Spanish officials. Upon his return to the Philippines, Simon became very influential, being the consultant of the Governor General. Simon came back with his grand plan to exact revenge on Spanish officials and to rescue Maria Clara, who entered the convent after learning the news of Ibarra's death. He planned to launch a revolution by planting a bomb at the wedding ceremony, which he started by smuggling arms and recruiting followers, mainly from the exploited and abused natives. One of his recruits was Basilio, the son of Sisa. With the help of Capitan Tiago, Basilio was able to study medicine in Manila. Simon also began to establish an alliance with Cabezang Tales and his revolutionary group. Using his position, Simon encouraged corruption and more aggressive government policies to enrage the people and thus provoke them to revolt. Simon's plans of revolution failed twice. In his first attempt, he decided to not give signal for the outbreak of the uprising upon hearing the news of Maria Clara's death. Basilio and the other students were arrested for allegedly forming a seditious organization. Simon arranged the release of Basilio, who became bitter and vengeful. However, he was very grateful to Simon and offered his full support for the revolution. The second attempt at starting the revolution entailed the planting of a bomb at wedding reception of Paulita Gomez and Juanito Pelaez. Illustrious guests at the mansion included Padre Salvi and the Governor General. In Simon's plan, the revolution would be triggered by his gift to the couple, a kerosene lamp with an explosive. When the lamp starts flickering and someone turns the wick, there would be an explosion signaling the revolutionaries to attack all government buildings in Manila.
As planned, Simon gave the lamp during the reception. Before leaving the venue, he left a note with the message, "You will die tonight," signed by Crisostomo Ibarra. Meanwhile, when Basilio saw all the people at the venue, his conscience bothered him. He saw his friend Isagani, who was secretly watching his love Paulita celebrating her wedding. Basilio told Isagani about the explosive and asked him to leave the place. When Padre Salvi confirmed Ibarra's handwriting, the guests began to panic. The lamp flickered, and Padre Irene tried to turn the wick. But Isagani, wanting to save Paulita, ran into the house, grabbed the lamp, and threw it into the river, where it exploded. Simon, being haunted by Guardia Civils, took refuge in the house of a kind Filipino priest, Padre Florentino. The Guardia Civils, however, learned about the whereabouts of the fugitive and informed the priest that they would come in the evening to arrest Simon. Instead of surrendering to the authorities, Simon poisoned himself. As the poison started to take effect in his body, he confessed to Padre Florentino about his true identity and his plans for revenge. After the long and tedious confession, the priest told Simon that his plans might have failed because of the unjust means that were used. He assured Simon that there was still hope for the freedom of the country. The story ended with Padre Florentino throwing Simon's jewel into the sea so that they would not be used by greedy. He also prayed that when the right time comes, the treasure would be recovered and used for a noble purpose.